want to record on this computer, and it is
Mhm.
set up. So, welcome to Inside the Realtor Studio, interviews with industry leaders and professionals in real estate. The Tucson Association of Realtors is turning 100 this year, 1921 to 2021. We honor our history by conducting interviews of the past presidents of the Tucson Association of Realtors. We'll learn a bit of history by talking to the experts themselves. Today's past president from 1994 is Judy Grammond. Judy is a well-respected broker owner of Real Estate Professionals, LLC. Judy has devoted 40 plus years in the real estate community and has built lifelong relationships with her clients and peers. Some of her many accomplishments are: in 1990 was elected president of the Women's Council of Realtors. In 1990 was awarded the Women's Council of Realtors State Member of the Year. In 1991 earned her Arizona Association of Realtors Honor Society. In 1992 awarded the Tucson Association of Realtors Realtor of the Year. And in 1994 elected president of the Tucson Association of Realtors. In 2018, she was elected president of the Multiple Listing Service of Southern Arizona. Judy has been a long-serving member of the Arizona Realtors Professional Standards Committee, and Judy has been a long-serving director on the Tucson Realtors Charitable Foundation. Judy boasts decades of experience in the real estate community, and she brings old-fashioned morals and values while keeping up with technology to serve her clients and the agents in her office. Let's give a warm Inside the Realtor Studio welcome to Judy Grammond. Good morning, Judy.
Hi, Steve. Thank you.
You bet. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin our questionnaire first with a little bit about what happened before you got into office and all of that. So we'll begin our voyage with a little bit about real estate before you were president. So where did you hang your license?
My first was in, it was at Century 21, Alfano and Associates. Can you hear me, Steve?
I can.
Okay, good. Okay. And that, the only reason I went there is because I took a class with somebody. I was just getting in to do my own real estate, my husband said, and to get me off the tennis and shopping spree I was on. So, no, he says, I said, so then and I just loved it so much. And it was a new office that just opened up at
Whereabouts
Pantano.
was it?
It was Pantano and Wrightstown.
Oh, okay.
At shopping center where Thirsties is in there.
Sure. Yeah.
And it was an Italian family, and we are still friends today. My
nice.
broker passed away, but his sister was managing, and she would say, okay, let's go. I'm taking you to Women's Council. And I said, okay, anything for a party. If it's fun, I'm going, So she got me there, and I never let go. I mean, she said, I just got involved in everything. I just loved it. So I really wasn't in it to make money as much as I was having fun.
All right.
I
so
know.
Did you work alone, or did you work with somebody, or how did that go?
It was probably, there were a few of us alone. I worked alone.
Okay.
And it was the time where there was only one contract, one sheet, NCRS, where you ripped off the top, legal size. And there was nothing in there. And I remember my first sale, it was kind of scary because I couldn't locate. Someone woke me up and I was in bed already, and she said, I have to see this house. And, being naive, I said, there's no electricity on. She says, I'll bring lanterns because I don't want to miss out on another one and another sale. And so it was over off of Fort Lowell, and it was a 2-story townhouse. And so I told my husband, get ready because you're taking me. I'm not going by myself. So we had to pick her up. And then she went through the house with lanterns, and then she says, I want to take it. she said, what do I need? And I said, well, the earnest money's $10,000. And this was like a $34,000, house and condo. And she says, okay. She's, my family owns a bank and in Ohio, so I'll get that to you. And so I just wrote up what I didn't know. I mean, I just put stuff
Did
and
you
I
just
said,
did you just make the $10,000 up?
yeah,
Okay.
I couldn't get a hold of my manager or my broker. And so I just did it.
You
I
winged it.
thought, uh-huh. So I
Yeah.
said, they can clean up what I screw up. So, so she was paying cash anyway. So,
So you
that
talked
was,
a little bit about the technology of the day, the one page contract in that. What other, I
mhm.
mean, in terms of how listings were, how did you find listings and what was your technology in that day?
Well, I knew it's your sphere of influence. So I knew a lot of people. I played tennis every day. I was on the tennis court. And so I knew a lot of people and it was easy. And, when you have children, you know them and um, where you move. Because Carol Schrader, don't know where she was in the lineage of the presidents, but she was one of the first or second or third, whatever. But she sold my husband a house and without me seeing it. So it was so cute that she did that. And I was happy with it. In those days, okay, I have to say this, uh, he would buy the houses without me.
Sure.
Just go get me one, So we had just moved back to Tucson in 71. So that's when, I got to know. But Carol was the first realtor, and I just thought that was always so cute because um, she was present. And I remember going under when we had all meet at, I think it was Black Angus on
Mhm.
Speedway, or yeah, Speedway or Broadway. I think it's Broadway, and for the meetings. So you knew all the presidents, and it was round tables and everything. So that was really cool.
Hmm.
I just loved it. I just loved everything about it. Everything was exciting to me. And so some of those, like our office was small, but we would have parties and it was the era where if you did an open house, you did a full spread of food. I mean, just a lot of food. And that was kind of fun too, because people would go to your open house just to eat, and see the house, but they would go there to eat. And
Is
I
that
wish
where
we,
Costco gets the idea?
I know, well, I wish we did that again because I liked it. I really liked it. And um, it was just fun. I mean, it was so exciting because we would do parties. We did we dug a, what do you call it? A pit, and we barbecued a full pig. And
At
where
an open house?
we no, we had it. It was a party
Oh,
after.
okay.
Yeah, party. So everyone in the office made this stuff, and but that one was a big deal, and people remembered it.
Oh,
And so,
sure.
oh, we always had, and they're Italian, so we had a lot of Italian stuff. But this was a luau, so it was just we always just were having fun.
Yeah, cool. So now, while you were selling in that, did you have a specialty, or did you work a certain area of town or a certain price point, or?
Oh no, I wasn't that. I didn't know what I was doing. I just would ask people, pass out my card, and was always there. So, if you ask for it, you'll get it. I acted like I knew I was what I was doing. You know, I
I'm
didn't
sure
know
you
what.
did.
Well, kinda, but
Yeah.
it's
Well,
a.
let's shift over now to your presidency. You were in office in 1994.
Mhm.
What building were you operating out of?
1622 Swan Road, North Swan Road. I just loved it. It was southwestern, and I just loved it. It was small, quaint, and I thought it was big then, but now what the building we're in today is really big. So, but that was a lot of fun. I was on the board for I think 9 years. I worked my way up to president, and and I have to say this, I'm not being mean about it, but it was still a man's world back then. And so I just did everything I could, and Rich Johnson was the last one that we did his installation. And of course, he created the CRS too. So, um, but back then too, is the staff didn't do the the stuff that the officers did it then.
Oh,
Like
who was your staff? Do you remember, or your CEO?
my CEO was Beverly Fall, and I
Okay.
believe she was the first female CEO there.
Yeah.
And I think she was there. I'm trying to think if it was 10 years, something like that. And
Wow.
so, but we had a ball. I mean, well, I always think I'm having a ball, but I just, if you like what you're doing, you're not going to have any problem. It's
Yeah.
just, it was fun. It was really
So,
fun.
so we know who got you involved with CRS, but who got you involved with association leadership? Same person,
Um,
or?
no, I just went to all the women's council stuff. I went to all the state meetings. I went to all the national meetings, and it was just a kind of like we had them all lined up who was going to be next president, and everything. So we all did the same, went to the same thing, and um, so that was just I just loved it, and I think Tom Wright was right before me, and then Bill Arnold's right before him, and I think Vicky was before that, but
Mhm.
um, and then after me was Paul Lindsay. So it the staff down there was just absolutely, and I still love them today. They're I called one of them and I said, I want to see if your memory's as good as mine. I was just teasing her. So she was there for a long time, and she said, I said, I think the address is 1622. She says, yeah, that does sound right. I said, it's the only one I can come up with. So we went there all the time. We were
Yeah,
there all the time.
yeah.
And so you knew it, but it was a small staff, and they were all just pleasant and nice. I don't think there was any fighting or anything. I don't remember any anyway. So,
Now, did you have a mentor in leadership? Anyone that mentored you as you were going through all the chairs and everything else, or?
well, I think, like I said, being involved in women's council too. So I was doing double, duty, but, I just mentored. I just looked at people, what they were doing, and it worked. You want to know as many as you can and go to as many meetings. That's how you learn. I didn't know I needed a mentor. This is, I know.
You did
I
just well without one. So there you
no,
go.
I don't know, but it was like I said, I really enjoyed it. My
So,
husband, my
sorry, Dave.
husband's, my husband said, well, I didn't mean I wanted you to get in real estate just so you could buy and sell our things, but I said, well, you didn't tell me that. You just, got me into it and I got involved. So, cause it was really interesting. You learn a lot, people. So
And you
that's
get to
it.
meet even more people.
People.
Yeah,
That's right. That's
yeah.
right.
So, during your presidency, do you have an idea what your biggest challenge was or your biggest accomplishment?
Well, I don't, I never looked at things as a challenge. I mean, I never thought of that. I just, you're kind of routine. You do what you have to do and you do it. Um, but that, my, the best thing I liked was becoming NAR director,
Yeah.
and, that, um, I really enjoyed that. And, so that's when they gave me money, to run for that. And they supported me all the way. So went up at state. But once again, when you get up to state and you don't come out of committee, they think you're a rebel and they don't like it, because, I just went and asked every director. I had the roster because
Yeah.
I was a director too. And I asked every one of them. I went up to them personally and told them I wanted to win this. And I did. And because I went up and asked everybody, and they liked it. They liked that they asked.
So that's interesting that you had to go to state in order to gain that at that point in time. Now our board of directors does the
Yeah.
selection. Yeah.
Yeah. So different. It was so different.
Yeah,
And
because I'm the NAR director, one of the two NAR directors right now. And like you, I really enjoy it. It's
uh-huh.
it's been wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you serve on any AAR or NAR committees along the way?
I did for trying to think of what other ones. Professional standards is it's just always been my favorite. I was grievance committee chair, and then I went to professional standards, have been there the whole time, and I just love it. And I miss that we can't meet, because we always met every year in January or February.
Right.
So that I miss. And but everything's changing in our world today. So
Well,
you
I think
just
we'll be back next year.
hopefully, yeah. I hope
Yeah.
we are, because
Yeah.
that's who I miss, is everybody, seeing everybody. And um that's another fun thing. So
Half the fun is the drive up and the drive back for the stories that you'll get.
yeah, exactly. Get a
Yeah.
big group together and we go up there. I agree with you. I just loved it.
So any other thoughts about your term in office while you were there?
I That was Marianne Langer put together my installation, and she did a fabulous job. I don't know if you remember it.
I do know Marianne, yes.
And it was balloons, and she just did a fabulous job, because we were really good friends. And then and I haven't seen her a lot lately. Since I suffered a stroke in 2000, I still am doing stuff. I mean, I'm just doing it one-sided. You know what I say? One side of me works and one side doesn't. So,
Well,
but
you do very well considering, I'll tell you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's attitude too. You just have to have the right attitude.
Yeah.
So,
So this concludes that portion of our interview. And at this point, I'm going to go from Marcel Proust to Bernard Pivot to James Lipton. We're going to do the 7 quick answers to finish up on. So what's your favorite word?
my favorite word, I guess, hello.
Okay. Well, and what's your least favorite word?
It's a swear word, so I won't say it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't think I can't think of that's odd. I can't think of a least word.
I
And
purposely eliminated the swear word portion of this because on Inside the Actor Studio, they always do, but I decided I'd skip that for ours.
yeah,
So what turns you on?
just meeting people, that has been the hardest thing, because we haven't gotten to see. I'm an outgoing person, and not being able to be around a lot of people is just, it changes your personality in a way, because you're missing people. So then I started picking up the phone and just started calling people and saying, I miss you, da da da. But we're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
And so hopefully that'll be over.
And people appreciate that reach out when you do that. They really do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I it just I mean, I had to get my attitude back in check, because, it's like you put me in a box and I can't see everybody. so anyhow, it's working out.
And what turns you off?
Um Probably negative people. Um and I just always like to be around positive people, but the negative ones need it the most. And I don't know. That's probably, I try to stay clear of negative people, but also to help them. But you can only take so much.
And what profession other than real estate would you have liked to have attempted?
Legal.
Really?
Uh-huh. Well, that was what I wanted to be, was a legal secretary. I wanted to be Della Street and
Okay, sure.
Perry Mason.
Uh-huh.
So I just love that. And but we basically we are doing kind of law.
Oh, yeah.
And uh so So I'm there, you know.
And what profession are you super glad you didn't attempt?
Uh, Probably because I was really involved in tennis and tennis tournaments and everything. So, and my grandchildren, my grandson and granddaughter were doing it. And my grandson is a sophomore at the U of A and helping with the stringing and all that. He had suffered some tennis tearing of the shoulder, so he had to get that straightened out first. But like any tennis, but I still watch tennis and I would go to tournaments, you know, all over, all
Your
over.
guilty pleasure.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still love it today.
And in closing, if you could do a shout out to anyone, living or not, in the real estate community, who would it be and why?
A shout out. Okay. Oh, gee, I could shout a lot. Um, well, one of my best buddies, Margaret Glover, she turns 100 in May, 26. So, and she is here in town. She's back in town.
Nice.
And I know I haven't gone to see her because I'm going to have surgery soon. And I'm not trying to be around a lot of people, you know.
Sure.
So I got to, and that'll be February 8th. So then I can go see her. So, but she's been a buddy. We've traveled all over together. We've had so much fun. So
And
much
that's
fun.
for a hip replacement, correct?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Judy, that's it. We're through. We're all the
Oh,
way through the
wow.
interview.
Well,
See?
Steve, I love you. You're always you're a happy guy, a lucky guy too. And
Yeah.
I love that. And
Well,
I'm proud of you.
thank you for agreeing to do this. And you'd asked about Bill. I just got a hold of Bill yesterday, so he'll be
Okay.
on board too. And we have many more coming.
Okay.
So I want to sign off at this point and say thank you from inside the Realtor Studio.
Well, thank you. Have a great day.
All righty.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.